Hello everyone, this is Meenakshi Narula and I welcome you to my channel Mentoring the Mentors, empowering educators, elevating education. My dear educators, in today's video, we are going to talk about the various stages of assessment. What are the various stages that we need to ensure while conducting any assessment? Yes, the first stage of assessment is gathering information. Yes, we need to gather the information for what we are assessing our students in order to map the learning outcomes. So for that, we can use any kind of strategy. It can be the quizzes, the group discussions, the classroom observation, or whatever you would like to plan for. Once you gather the information, let's move on to the second stage, which is called recording. Yes, you need to keep a record of what all you have observed in the classes. Now, how you are going to maintain the record, either in the form of list, rubrics, or portfolios, anecdotal records, etc. Not only you have to gather the rich information, but also it's mandatory to have the evidences too. Evidences can be student assignments and the samples of their worksheets, or maybe other kind of portfolios, whatever they have maintained, because that will only give support to the rich information that you have gathered in the form of checklist, rubrics, or any other remarks. The third stage of assessment is analysis. After you make records and gather evidences, now it's the turn to make the analysis. Yes, you need to analyze, you need to see about the performance of the students. You need to check what are the areas of strength and what are the areas of improvement for the students. Make sure you do not compare the performance of one student with another. What you need to do is check the student's performance with his or her previous performance, so that the child competes with himself or herself but not with others. That's not our objective. Our objective is not to create the feeling of competition but collaboration and improving further. Move to the fourth stage, which is reflection and even providing the feedback. Yes, my dear educators, once you analyze, keep a record, and even come to a kind of conclusion, now you need to provide the feedback to the students, to the parents, and to other stakeholders, because the objective is through the feedback the child should move forward. Yes, you need to provide the feedback. For that, during the parent-teacher meetings or maybe in other forms, you can provide the feedback so that the child will be able to move forward through the constructive feedback. Do not limit yourself to such kinds of word where we always write good, commendable, fantastic, phenomenal, etc. Rather, you have to be very particular, very specific about how the child can improve his or her performance in a particular subject, in a particular topic, or maybe in a particular way. The last stage of assessment is action planning. Yes, when you provide the feedback to the students, you also need to reflect on your performance. Like, what are the areas where you need to improve? What were the sunny areas? What were the muddy areas of the assessment? Whether you were able to engage 100% students in the assessment, whether the students, they understood the way you started the assessment, you conducted the assessment, and you monitored the assessment. Is there any need to provide differentiated learning? Is there any need of the children with special needs? So accordingly, you need to modify the way of assessment, plan it accordingly, and you will be able to notice the learning as well as teaching gaps. That will help you to change or maybe modify your teaching learning process. So my dear educators, these were the 5 stages of assessment. You ensure following these 5 stages whenever you conduct any kind of assessment. Stay tuned to Mentoring the Mentors to know more about assessment, because right now what we are doing is we are talking about ABC of assessment, right? So stay tuned, like, subscribe and share, and do recommend my channel in your groups too. Thank you. Have a nice day.